Hi, and welcome to Model Railroad TV. I'm Betsy Singer. Dale Rood is a longtime train enthusiast that started back when he was a child. Talk about your first set, Dale.
My first set was an American Flyer set, an S-scale thing that I got when I was a kid that we put on a piece of plywood that we could push in and out from under the bed. And so we could put it away when we were through with it, pull it out and play with it then. And I had a lot of problem with it because the locomotive, the power pack kept burning out in those things.
Okay, good thing though to be able to put that away so Mom wasn't tripping all over it.
Exactly.
And then as you progressed and grew into the different scales, you're more specializing in the HO.
I did. My dad had been saying, we need to get HO scale. And finally he did, and we set that up in a room all by itself when I was a kid growing up. And it was kind of fun, began to build some scenery there, which were never completed. And it kind of got me addicted to it and interested. And of course, I had an interest in trains to begin with, which added to my fascination for model railroad.
I want to talk a little bit about the scenery. We don't have to get real technical about the HO scale or the different scales, but some of the scenery. Some people like the different buildings, some people like people in their scenery, some don't. Where's your preference?
I think my preference is, actually I haven't done a lot with scenery because that's not my specialty, but my preference would be more along the lines of doing hills, mountains, tunnels, things like this. Maybe an occasional building put in there, but I don't really want to build the inner city.
And your background as far as a profession goes, because this isn't something, this is a hobby for you, this is not a profession.
That is correct. My profession is as a Christian minister. I like to call it pastor. Don't call me reverend, call me pastor. Okay. And I just recently retired from that, which is one of the reasons I can get into model railroad to some greater degree at this point.
This is not an inexpensive hobby either. I'm sure you have a wife at home says, you know, maybe you need to scale back. You have a certain saying.
Yes, I have a saying that goes like this. My wife tells me that the difference between the men and the boys is the difference between the price of their toys. And the model railroad stuff that I buy, there is a thing on it that says, for ages 14 years old and up only.
Okay.
So this is for men, you might want to say, you know, men who might go out and buy boats but instead of buying boats, they buy model trains. And you can spend thousands of dollars on single locomotives.
Well, I really want to thank you for taking this time to tell us a little bit about yourself, your passion, your hobby, and a little bit about who you are. So we won't call you Reverend Dale, it's Pastor Dale, right?
That's correct.
All right, well, thank you so much for logging on to Model Railroad TV.